Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Nikitinaknits. My name is Evgeniya and this is a regular knitting podcast episode where I share about my finished work, my work in progress, some new yarns in my stash and some of the exciting knits to cast on in the future. So I will be honest, I haven't done a lot of knitting overall during the year of 2025 and right now these months are just being crazy with so many things happening. We bought the house with my husband, we're now in the stage of moving, but not moving yet. We're painting the walls, managing a lot of things before we can actually move in, and at the same time a few more live events are happening that I have to manage, and the YouTube, and I just wish I had more knitting time, and I honestly miss so much of knitting overall. I'm still knitting, but it's not enough. Anyways, let's grab our knitting, grab our favorite drink. In my case, it's some mint tea today, and let's start with something that I finished recently. Not that much, but still. Well, the first finished object that I want to share is the gift knit. The gift knit that I did for my friends, one of my best friends, and I'm so happy with the result because she has very interesting appearance. She has black hair, really black, really white fair skin, and really bright blue eyes. So she doesn't know what I'm knitting for her, and she just said that she likes very feminine and soft colors, like blues, pinks, lavenders. And I thought this color is going to be so nice on her. And I had one ball of Mohair in stash of this color and this brand, and I thought I can just buy 5 more balls and I can knit the whole blouse for her. So the pattern name is Cumulus Blouse V-neck by Petite Knit. I need the size 1, the smallest size, and she has very similar appearance to me, so I guess that should fit her really well. Now the yarn that I used is Rowan Kid Silk Haze. This is a traditional standard Mohair yarn with 70% mohair and 30% silk, and the colorway is 701. So it's very beautiful sky blue warm color. In reality, it's a gorgeous blue color, a bit bright but not too bright to irritate your eyes. I find this a really beautiful colorway and I think it also suits me quite well. So now quickly about the pattern and then about the mohair, because I like to compare different mohairs among each other and find the perfect ones that I would use again in the future. So I do have my review on that yarn. So first of all, the pattern. This is a very beginner-friendly, perfect pattern for those people who don't want to deal with complicated knit. I want to have something fast and super wearable that is going to fit so well. I don't know so many patterns that could be so simple to knit without complications at all and fit so well, to be honest. This is my third Cumulus blouse. First one I knitted for myself, the O-neck version. Second one was also O-neck version for my mother as a gift, and this is a V-neck version for my friend. I'm a bit tired of Cumulus, really actually tired of Cumulus blouses, but I'm quite sure I want to knit one for myself, also the V-neck, maybe a bit more oversized with a deeper V. From cashmere, like brushed cashmere or mohair as well, but not right now because this is a really boring knit, honestly, but I love to wear this. So that's actually also a problem because I like boring knits, I like to wear them, but I don't like to knit them. So this is one of those knits. It's super simple. You just start top down. First of all, you form at the back with back and forth rows. Then you connect everything here in the round and you keep on knitting until the underarms. Split for sleeves, knit the whole body down and do the I-cords. The I-cords were just a tiny bit rolling upwards, but when I wet blocked and steam blocked them, they were perfectly fine. And otherwise I did everything to the pattern, except that my gauge is a little bit more tight than a pattern, so the whole blouse is a bit more tight. But that's a mistake to be learned for the future. So about the mohair itself, let's speak about it. The first impression of this mohair was amazing. That's why I actually bought one ball. I was just a beginner knitter and I was still the person who could grab one ball of yarn just for it to be there. Now I don't do these things anymore. But I grabbed it because it was really soft, and I was in the yarn shop where you had quite a lot of mohairs to choose from, and this was appearing really soft. However, with time I noticed that as I go to different yarn shops and I see Rowan mohair, this specific mohair, it really depends on the colors. So some colors are way softer than others, and this is my second time knitting with Rowan mohair. First, I knitted a hat for my cousin in this beige, really light beige color, and it was also really soft. And this blue is really soft. But when I try some other colors, especially that are more heavily dyed or dark, they're way more harsh. So also softness depends on the lot itself of the production, but also depends on the colorway. So while every single brand has these type of differences between lots and colorways, I noticed that this specific brand Rowan has way more inconsistencies in softness. That's why some people message me about Rowan saying like, oh, this is one of the softest mohairs that I've tried. And some others message me on Instagram as I was posting about this project. They messaged that this is a really harsh mohair and is really expensive. So another thing to point out, it's really expensive, and in the last year, in 2025, it got even more expensive. So I could get this mohair for 10 euros something usually, and right now the average price is 13.50 or something like that. And I find it really expensive. So when you pay such price for the mohair, you expect something nice, like exceptional quality. And unfortunately, I don't see it in this mohair. First of all, the knots. I've had like 3 or 4 or 5 knots in the whole project, and that's only 6 balls. So I don't like it. And when I have the knot, they cut it very short. So I'm afraid that it's going to poke through the whole garment, or it's going to unravel itself in the future. So I always have to undo the knot and create like a big knot where I then hide the ends. I don't understand why I should be doing that if I'm paying such price for the mohair. And that's not only in this colorway. When I was knitting the beige hat, it happened the same. So another thing is these little bumps in the silk. I will try my best to showcase this. There you go. There you go. You see this bump? The white bump? This is silk, and you have these little bumps everywhere. It's just that somewhere they're more noticeable and somewhere they're less. And this is basically silk that has inconsistent thread, and sometimes you have like a bump of silk. And that points to also some lower quality overall, because I worked with quite a few mohairs already, and I think the only mohair that I've seen these things is Drops. I'm sorry, but Drops like 3 times cheaper, more than 2 times cheaper. So I didn't like that either. And the third flaw is the extreme shedding. So both during knitting and after the block, there's a lot of shedding. I didn't wear this mohair yet, so I don't know exactly how it is during the wear, but it's a lot of shedding. Also with the beige mohair that I knitted before, like the balls of mohair were literally flying on the wall eventually as I was finishing my project. So again, the same experience I only had with Drops mohair, which, let's be honest, is not the best. And you could say that is because it's very soft, but I worked with way more soft mohairs, like Pasquale mohair is exceptionally soft, and it was no such shedding at all. So I'm honestly disappointed at this mohair. The only good thing about this, really good, is that they have beautiful colors. Like a lot of times I'm trying to match some colors to my project, and I cannot find anywhere else the colors that I want except Rowan. They do create beautiful colors in this specific yarn in mohair, and it's hard to find similar colors depending on the project. So I wish I would not have to come back to this mohair, but I understand that there is a chance that maybe I will have to sometimes because of the colorway that I cannot find. Otherwise, I would not honestly use this again unless it would cost like €7 per ball, which would be more justified, but I think it's too expensive for what it offers. All right, let's move on to the second finished object. In December, I finished something so special for me. I finished a Vicuña scarf. So if you know, Vicuña is the most expensive and the most rare fiber in the world that exists. And when I started knitting, I was, of course, researching like what is the most expensive yarn in the world, or what is the rarest and most exclusive fiber. And Vicuña was always appearing, and I learned a lot about it even before having a chance to knit it. And I didn't pay for this yarn myself. I was sent this yarn by Pasquale. Pasquale is a German company. They're also based in Germany, and they also produce Vicuña. So this is undyed colorway. Color is 7102. It's the only colorway that they have in Vicuña. And what I like specifically about this brand is that it's very sustainable. So I'm very concerned when it comes to animal welfare overall and cruelty in regarding to the animals. So if I would buy such rare fibers, I want to make sure that they're treated well. And I was ready to knit Vicuña from Pasquale because I really trust him. So I had a beautiful chance of collaboration thanks to you also, because if not you viewers, I would never have this channel and I would not have this opportunity to even try this yarn ever. Well, unless I pay myself, right? Oh, look at this, the sun is really hitting it, beautiful. Really beautiful. So I have the whole project vlog about this finished object on my channel. Check it out if you want to know the whole process and my first impression, emotions. Now I'm way more calm, obviously, because I'm already wearing the scarf so many times and I enjoy it and my emotions are a bit more quiet. But I was so excited to knit this, and this is my own pattern because this is a very fine gauge knitted on 2mm needles, and I wanted to replicate the Sophie scarf by Petite Knit, but obviously it doesn't fit the gauge because it's knitted on 2mm needles, this scarf. The Sophie scarf is knitted on 3.5 or 4, something like that, with a thicker yarn, and I had to really calculate all of the increases myself, and all of that is in the description box to that video project vlog on my YouTube channel. But here I want to show you the structure, the texture of this beautiful scarf. It's gorgeous. You don't see the fluff, but the fluff is unbelievable. It's so soft, it's so gentle, and this is really soft. It's also considered the softest yarn in the world and really warm. I can rub once around my head and still have quite long ends, or I can rub twice around my neck and even have a little knot if it's too cold. So I really like it because it's really thin, really light, and really warm. I don't know any other fiber that could fulfill this type of qualities. For the whole scarf I used 2 balls completely, and 1 ball gives you 187 meters. So what else to say, is a gorgeous project that I will wear and enjoy for years, and it's quite resistant, you know. It's really soft and really gentle. You could feel that it's a fragile project, but it's quite sturdy. I think it should last for so many years, at least if I take care of it, right? But I do take care of it a lot. And the drape is crazy. Look at this. Love this so much. So let's go to the next one. The next project I already don't have with me because it was a gift knit for my friend. She was giving birth in November and I was knitting socks for her, and I gifted these socks for her when she gave a birth, and I also knitted a little hat for her son. So these socks are my own pattern, and you have a free YouTube tutorial on my channel. You just open the video and step by step, stitch by stitch, you can knit the socks, and I'm so grateful to already have the reviews from people who knitted the socks, who are enjoying them, and they say that it fits well, that the instructions are clear. I didn't have like questions that people don't understand the tutorial yet, but if people have, of course, I'm ready to respond in the comments always. It was my first pattern ever, and it was my first free YouTube tutorial. So if you want to knit yourself socks and you have some sport weight yarn hanging in your stash, check it out and enjoy the socks. Alright, my next work in progress is a scarf for my husband, and it's also a self-drafted pattern, and this is a 3x3 rip on 3mm needles. And the yarn that I'm using is a new yarn from Sandnes Garn. This is their 100% cashmere. The colorway is 5882, and you've got 110 meters per 25 grams. So the spun of this yarn exactly looks like Cardiff Cashmere, the cashmere that we're quite aware of. You can see this little chain. I do think they may be even spun in the similar places in Italy, but I can't really say that it's for sure like that. But the chain structure is very similar to all of these chain structure cashmeres that we see in the market, like Lang, Mondial, Pasquale, Cardiff, and so on. So this is a gorgeous navy blue color that looks almost black depending on the lighting. And this is the favorite color of my husband. He wants everything in this color. And why not? I don't wear navy, so it's a gorgeous opportunity for me to try. So I decided to knit a scarf. This is not blocked, and as you can see, it bounces a lot. So I guess after blocking, it should stretch a bit more to the side, and you will have this really beautiful thick stripe. So he should be able to wrap the scarf once around his head and come back at this length approximately. I don't want it to be really long, and I want it to be quite wide, so if he's really cold, he can pull it up to his mouth. I have only 6 balls. I bought it actually with my money. It was not sent to me, and I just hope that is enough. My whole idea was to use only 4 balls for the scarf and 2 balls left for the hat, but this is only 1 ball, exactly finished. So I'm quite sure it's not going to be enough. Maybe 5 balls. But then I will have to buy another ball for the hat, trying to find the same dye lot, which is always a nightmare, and pay for the shipping. Anyways, my review on this cashmere I shared a lot in my latest video, which is new yarns of 2025, and I speak there about the opinion for this cashmere, my honest opinion in comparison to some other cashmeres that I've tried, which is Cardiff Cashmere, which I'm wearing right now, and Pasquale Cashmere, which I'm already knitting also. Not so much, but I cast on the project. Anyways, there is my honest opinion on this cashmere. So let's move on. If you're with me for a long time, you've seen this project so many times, but there's so many new people on my channel I'm so grateful for. Welcome. I want to show you this project, and I'm sure for a lot of people it's going to be new. Look at this. This is the Oreum Sweater by Knitter Soul, a Korean designer. Oh, right now with the shade and with the light, it looks so beautiful. On camera, it looks even more beautiful than in real life. Especially look at the shade. When I turn like that with the shadow, it looks so beautiful. I'm so excited. I really like this high gratification knits. When you put so much effort in the knit, it's all over cables. You see, it's not only in the front. When you put so much effort in the knit, and then as you see it grow and as you see it's ready, you have so much dopamine, so much satisfaction, way more than from the Cumulus Blouse. So this is an all-over raglan sweater, knitted completely seamlessly and top down. And this is my first time trying a Korean design. It is available in English. And I'm honestly really surprised. Until now, no errors in the charts or descriptions. You have completely charted pattern and slightly descriptive pattern. So you need to be able to read charts for this project. And this is my first all-over cabled project. This is quite a complex, really intense cabling everywhere. But I'm really enjoying it, and I haven't had issues yet, except the gauge. So the gauge mentioned on this sweater is worsted weight, and the needle size that is mentioned was 5mm needles on Ravelry. And I had a different yarn for this project. I was ready to use my 5mm needles because usually I'm aligned with designers' needles, and I'm trying 4.5, 4.25, I don't remember, 4mm needles, 3.75, 3.75, and nothing works out. Until I had to really change my yarn choice. I had to pick up line decay and a lace weight, and still I'm knitting on 3.5, and still I'm knitting quite tight, so it actually hurts my hands. So I have no idea how she was able to reach the gauge with worsted weight on 5mm needles, and I'm quite sure this is not a worsted weight project. And with all of that effort, I'm still 1 stitch behind, so I'm still 1 stitch wider than I should be. There is like 25 stitches suggested gauge, if I remember, and I'm just 1 stitch below. The second thing, let's speak about the yarn. The yarn is Evgeniya Nikitina in the color 2S, combined with cashmere. So this is a cone yarn, brushed cashmere on cone from Cariangi. It's called Cariangi Sandnes. So there is 72% cashmere, 19% silk, and some elaston as well. And I'm holding it with Evgeniya Nikitina, which is 100% wool. It is a blend of different breeds of wool to make it super lightweight. And you can see that it has a very beautiful lofty texture. With this being so lofty, it is still very even and nice in stockinette, and it's perfect for cables. So even though it is quite pricey for being 100% wool, I think it's completely worth it, and I find it quite a special lightweight yarn that is perfectly spun, that has equal perfect thickness across the whole ball of 100 grams. And I'm just so happy with this, and the colors are so beautiful. So I'm really happy with this yarn. The only thing, Janssen is extremely scratchy to my skin. I bought it because I saw so many reviews of people wearing it next to skin, but I don't know, maybe after blocking it's going to be better. But when I try the sweater, it does eat me. So I want to see what's happening, and even cashmere doesn't really help. But I'm really looking forward to blocking and see what it gives me. And for the color, I'm going to be using different yarn. I have Knitting for Olive Merino, maybe I hold it double with the cashmere, and I have exactly the same color. So that's actually a good trick to keep the sweater nice and sturdy, a bit scratchy, but to make the color in a soft yarn. Maybe just buy one ball of a different softer yarn and enjoy the softness next to your skin. Why not? So the next work in progress is at the same exact stage, nothing really changed. So I'm not going to speak about it. If you want to see it, it's in my knitting vlog, my recent video. I will also put the link in the description. I spoke everything about this project, the challenges, the yarn. I'm still excited to finish it, but I just didn't touch it. So I don't want to repeat myself. It is the Ballerina Wrap by Alexandra Tavel. And I'm so excited for it, but poor project didn't get my love recently, so it's there if you want to check it out. So the next thing I want to share about is so exciting. I'm losing my words when I think about it. I had a chance to collaborate with Cardiff Cashmere. So Cardiff Cashmere is a brand that I really adore, that I was buying the yarn myself first. And this was a gift from my husband, actually, a whole sweater of Cardiff Cashmere on 8th of March, like 2 years ago. When I knitted this sweater, it exceeded all of my expectations, and it holds up so well that I bought one more quantity. It's actually behind me. Cardiff Cashmere Small for the future project. I still didn't use it. Even though it's a collaboration, even though they send me the yarn for free, I do want to say that I was buying this yarn myself, and I will keep buying this yarn myself because it's absolutely insane. So let's take a look at what they have sent me. It's quite a lot. So this is 3 boxes of Cardiff Cashmere yarn for 2 projects. Quite special projects. First project is to knit from a designer, and the second quantity is to create my own design, which is extremely scary but exciting. So first of all, let me show you the one for the project. So this is a Cardiff Cashmere Classic. Oh wow. One thing is when you see the color in the real life and you imagine it on yourself, but then when you see it, oh my god, on camera it looks so beautiful. Also, I have the sunset right now and the sunlight hits it so beautiful. But look, I think it's going to be so beautiful. I was a bit afraid to pick up quite a bright color. I'm always concerned, but I was also concerned with this one. This is a color 545 Sapiens, and this is a color 546, I think. It's called Hoshi. Yeah, color 546. I was also concerned, but whenever I was watching people knitting with this color, I was just melting out of joy, and I always trust this intuition, even though I'm afraid to make the wrong choice. Because whenever you pick up like light gray to white, cream, beige, all of these colors are so neutral and you're way more safe, which actually I suggest if you're afraid of color. Maybe for such expensive yarn, it could make sense. I want to share about the Cardiff as a company overall, because they have sent me also a lot of interesting information about how they produce the yarn, about their values, and that always means a lot to me, because I know Cardiff only as high quality, famous cashmere that I always want to knit with. This is all I know, and I know that it wears out perfectly because this sweater got so much wear. And look at this. I want just to show you. I never depeeled it even once. Of course, you do have some peeling, but comparing to some other cashmere sweaters and some other yarns, this is absolutely nothing, because the amount of fluff is really a lot. And that's the most irritated part, right? Here you have absolutely perfect fabric, even though the chest is always rubbing against the coat, and I didn't even depeel it. If I depeel it, it will be looking even more perfect. But then when they sent me the whole presentation about their company, I got way more depth of knowledge about it. And now when I'm about to knit with this, I'm going to be even more excited and more knowledgeable and way more engaged with the project. So Cardiff Cashmere started as a small family-owned company in Biella in Italy in 1980s, and their passion was obviously about the cashmere itself, finding the most amazing rare cashmere fiber with only the best qualities, but also they had values about sustainability and kind approach to both farmers that they order the yarn from and they collaborate with, and the whole process of producing it in Italy overall. And I always appreciate that, because we have too many companies that just care about the profit and don't care about the sustainability, and that is a big plus for me. Also, they like to focus on colors, so every year they are releasing new colors, and they're made sure that they do have trendy colors in their color palette so people can enjoy them. And that's actually the reason why sometimes I go for Cardiff instead of some other cashmere yarns, because of their color palette. You have bright ones, you have middle ones, neutral ones. I guess this is a middle one. It's not so bright. It is very interesting. Wow, I'm just in love with this. This color is absolutely magical. I was wondering why this cashmere doesn't pill much, because I do have the green sweater of Loro Piana cashmere, which is also incredible cashmere, but it does pill like crazy. And I'm okay with this because it's cashmere, it's fluffy, it's soft, so I can de-pill it, no problem. But I was always wondering why this sweater is so fluffy and it doesn't pill much. So they're sourcing it from Inner Mongolia, from established trusted source that they collaborate for years, and they're really selecting the fibers that they're working with. Mostly it is white color cashmere from the breed of goats. I actually forgot the name, I'm going to pop it on the screen. From that breed of goats, and they always make sure it is as soft as 15.5 microns or less. Imagine how soft it is. Vicuña is 11 microns or something, but that's completely different fibers, right? Vicuña is extremely rare. This is not that rare. So that's extremely soft, and the fibers are not shorter than 38 millimeters. When you have long fibers, they don't pill so much. So that's the response why it is not pilling so much. It is very carefully combed and very carefully selected. And when you select the yarn so carefully, the fibers so carefully, you have a very exceptional quality of yarn. So then after it is sourced from Mongolia, I don't know where it's actually carded and separated, it all goes to Italy, where it is spun and dyed and then distributed worldwide. So I'm very excited. I'm just wishing everything the best for these people. And I always appreciate these people in the market who create things with passion, and they keep their initial values that they started with. So let's see what else I have from them, and then I share what I want to do for this. So in the second box, I have the combination of yarns. Here we have Cardiff Cashmere Large and Cardiff Prime. So large is this very thick, oh my god, so soft, very thick thread that should be knitted on 5 or 5.5 millimeter needles. This is extremely soft and fluffy because this is undyed colorway. So this is the natural color of the goat that the fiber was collected from. Oh my god, this is unbelievable. And actually I do feel a lot of difference between undyed colorways and dyed. I think they're way more fluffy and soft. So this is one quantity. I do have 15 balls of this Cardiff Cashmere Large, and Cardiff Prime in the same colorway as Cardiff Cashmere Classic. I'm going to be pairing it together. This is a 300 meters per 25 grams, and this is a perfect mohair substitute. I do actually have the whole video on mohair substitutes. Check it out if you haven't. And I didn't mention this yarn there, but I did mention it in my new yarns of 2025, and I had a swatch there and I shared my full impression. And in the third box, I just have the rest of Cardiff Cashmere Large. Oh my god, this is so beautiful. Oh wow. I think this color is also suiting me quite well, and I think it can suit a lot of people because it's quite neutral. It's this very gentle beige color, and it leans in the middle between cold and warm beige. Gorgeous and so soft. So now what I'm going to be knitting with this is my own design. And honestly, I'm freaking out because this is going to be my first paid design with this really precious, beautiful yarn. I was thinking to release it in March, but realistically, I think it's going to be released in April or even beginning of May, but I will do my best to release it in April because I want to also run a test knit, but I don't want to promise that it's going to be exactly released at that time, because that's additional pressure that then destroys creativity. I don't want to say what it's going to be exactly, but I'm so excited about this project and I can't wait to see the progress in it. It's really, really a new experience for me and I hope to not fail hard. I'm always afraid to fail hard. It's a normal thing for me, but I believe in myself. It should be fine. So with this combination, I was really breaking my head what to knit, because initially I informed Cardiff that I want to knit leaf blouse by Moroccan knit with this. And that blouse has a gauge of 20 stitches per 10 centimeters. And that blouse is perfect because it's quite neutral. It is a beautiful boat neck blouse. I wouldn't be knitting the bottom in the same way that she did. I would just make normal bottom or maybe with a split hem. I bought the pattern and I was like, okay, I would like to knit this on 3.75 or 3.5 millimeter needles to make it more tight and more warm. I really like more tight fabric rather than loose. So I opened the pattern and I realized that for the first 3 or 4 sizes, you have the same amount of stitches to cast on for the neck. And of course, if I shrink the needle size, the whole neck is going to be shrinked. And I knew this before. I know that you cannot just take the wrong gauge and pick the bigger size. I know people do that, but I don't think it's correct, if I'm honest, because pattern is not graded equally in every single part of it. You may have the same stitches to cast on for the neck for the first sizes, and then, for example, you increase at this part a bit more, a bit less here, and like pattern is way more complex than just completely equal exponential, right? Then we would just use ChatGPT for creating patterns. So I don't know what I was thinking, but it would be a failure to knit this project. And I want leaf blouse to be nice. I really want it. It's my dream project. So then I was thinking what I can knit instead. I really broke my hand because I'm very demanding when it comes to special yarn, and I'm demanding to the projects, and I'm limited on gauge. And after searching through Ravelry, through Instagram for so long, and I know a lot of patterns, like I create a lot of pattern roundups, it's not an unknown field for me. I was really tired, but eventually I found the perfect pattern that is actually in my knitting plans. It is Mia cardigan by Coco Moore Knitwear, and I actually spoke about it in my winter knitting plans. Check that video out if you haven't. And this is 21 stitch gauge, and I think it should fit perfectly. And it was also my dream to have a cardigan in cashmere, but I was also a bit picky because I didn't know if I want a v-neck cardigan with cashmere, because I want it to be next to my skin. It is so soft, it is so warm, and not every single yarn I can wear next to my neck. But I cannot help myself. I see Mia cardigan in this specific color, and I'm excited to knit it. It is going to be so nice, and I imagine it to be wearing it with like a white top underneath for the contrast. It will look so fresh, so beautiful, and I just wait to cast this on. So very exciting acquisitions and collaboration. I'm very grateful for Cardiff and for you guys who are watching, who are commenting, who are subscribing, because if not you, these beautiful collaborations wouldn't be happening. So I actually have a few acquisitions right now to show. The yarn that I bought myself, the yarn that I was gifted from my friend, from Inna. She was visiting me here in Asturias, and she's also a gorgeous, talented knitter, and she has a YouTube channel. So she was visiting me, she gifted me really beautiful yarn. I want to show it here. I bought more yarn, but I can't because the light is finishing and it's really dark. So I will just leave this acquisition for the next podcast that I hope to have very soon, because I want to finish my knits. So thank you very much for your beautiful warmth and kindness. I'm wishing you a beautiful time through your cold weather knitting, and I'm hoping to see you soon in my next video.